this information, this blog article is worth so and so much. With Flattr, we kind of remove that thinking, because you pay once a month, and that money will be divided no matter how many buttons or Flattr buttons you click. So in essence, this becomes binary. You have the 1, I like it. You have the 0, I don't like it. You don't have to put a price tag on any type of information anymore. That is our goal. And when I talk about information, I actually want people in the future to be able to walk into a gallery, find a nice painting, and kind of flatter it with a cell phone or something like that. So we're interested in lots of more things than just blogs and stuff like that. Another interesting concept is also that within Flattr, everybody is the same type of user. I come from Sweden, we have a socialist background. We don't like classes in Sweden. I'm not talking about classes in school, I talk about classes in society. We don't like classes in school either, that's another story. But what is actually happening is that as a user, you're also a receiver. You're a receiver and you're a giver. That sounds very gay, but that's a different thing. But the concept is that no longer do you have to be a blog writer to actually earn money from a blog. It's totally possible that you as a blog reader could get flattered for a comment that you put. So even though people don't like the blog entry, they could like your comment you wrote about it and flatter that. There's no price tags, it doesn't cost them more, it doesn't cost them less, it's just another click. You like it and it's quality. And this is actually a typical Flattr page on Flattr. This button is like dig. Most people probably know dig here, so I'm not going into details. You can put one of these buttons on your website or whatever. There are also an API you can use in order to make other things than just buttons. We're looking forward to people implementing Flattr IDs in MP3 files, so you can actually play a song in iTunes or in Winamp with a Flattr plugin and just give money to the creator. Maybe in Spotify or Last.fm there would be a Flattr button to the artist to give them money instead of the record company. And as a user of Flattr, you can go into the dashboard, and here you can see how much money you have on your account, how much money you're going to spend each month. And you can see transaction history, that you've received money, you've given money, and all of that. The typical stuff you would consider from a site like this. And I know I have like half an hour, but I'm already finished. Thank you. So I'm opening up for questions. Thanks.
Gibt es Fragen? Mikrofone stehen in der Reihe hinter dir.
This is actually not my shortest speech. I was in Brazil, I was trying to tell you before, and I had a speech and I was prepared for it, and then afterwards they said, oh, you have your second speech about technology, and I was not prepared for it, but I managed to do 8 minutes, and then after questions it ended up being 1.5 hours, so I hope there's going to be a lot of questions today as well.
Okay, so I really like your concept, but what I don't like about it is that Flattr is becoming like a bank. So is there a possible way to decentralize this? And also, is the code open?
The code will probably be open in the end when it's like the Pirate Bay. We never released the Pirate Bay code because it was bad quality. Flattr will probably be higher quality, and we are going to encourage people to do something similar. But there is also security issues in that. And yes, there is a problem with this being centralized, but we haven't found a better method to make this without being centralized. But I will encourage people to do something similar, but the problem is then if people do something similar, there's going to be a race for having crucial mass.
So you need an open standard for internet money.
We need an open standard for everything. It's like I hate Facebook for the reason that they own your profile. This is not really relevant, but at the same time it is. A friend of mine added content to Facebook that Facebook didn't like. It was a picture of male genitalia, and they were really upset about it. So they deleted him, and he no longer get invited to parties and things like that because Facebook is where you invite people today. So he's really lonely because he has no Facebook profile. That is a real problem today. And the same will probably be a problem for Flattr, that if too many people start using Flattr and start relying upon that, there needs to be some sort of open standard where we can shift the power back to the users.
So I'm curious how to get an invite.
I have 20 invites for Republica. Oh wow, this is fun.
Sign me up.
Okay, so I'm going to do a small thing. I've made it very easy to sign up for Republica people today. I've made 20 invites. The name of the invite is Republica, and then 01 to 20. So just go and use the invites. So Republica 01, 02, and so on. That's 20 invites for you. So.
I'm not online right now, so I won't qualify. On the very last slide you showed, there was an interesting relation of flatter fee to the total amount. It was €5 flatter fee and a total balance of €17. It's quite an interesting ratio. That's going to be like that?
Well, this is from the beta version, and the flatter fee was actually what I decided that I wanted to give that month. And it's not really a fee, because it's the monthly allowance, the amount of money you want to give to people. We're going to take a small portion and we're going to try to make it as small as possible. But the €5 is actually the thing you give to other people.
So could you give us an idea what the actual fee is, or how much it will cost for the user?
From our to pay Flatter or to pay other people?
What either the people who donate or who spend money on Flatter, all the people who receive the money have to pay as a fee for you.
Okay, so right now the thing is you have to put in €2 a month as a minimum, and we will take 10%. We're trying to make that lower, but that depends also on what we see under the beta period. So, and from our fee, we will also do some sort of revenue sharing with content providers, distributors rather. So if you have a blog network or something that you allow people to blog, you could actually get for finally another way than just ads to actually get paid. So I don't know if people use Bambooser in Germany. It's a Swedish website where you can actually stream videos for free from your cell phone. They need things like this in order to actually survive. And this is one method we think could actually give them money.